The thing is, I wind up writing a lot of like mid-tempo and ballady songs because it's the only time I write. Like it's more cathartic for me. I sit down with the guitar and I suss out whatever I'm feeling. And I mean, sometimes it's just it's just one line that kind of starts. Like for like when I wrote Her Diamonds, I kept it was about my wife has an autoimmune disease. It's something we've been dealing with for years, and so I had the line in my head, "She'll be all right, but just not tonight." And so everything kind of built backwards from that line. You know, and then songs like Someday, I wrote it with Matt Soletic, my producer, and a guy named Shai Carter out of Atlanta. And he actually came in with a track that had that piano part that's at the beginning, and it kind of sparked the whole, you know, the whole melody. And so it's always kind of something in there. Like sometimes through the entire song, only one line or one verse is like directly connected to me in my life, and then sometimes like later on I go back and listen and I'm like, oh Jesus, that was what that was about. You know, like I didn't even realize, because I think it's kind of visceral. Like you don't think about it as much. You just try and let it come out of you, and then those are the ones that sound the best. Like some of the best songs I think ever written took as long to write as they do to listen to. You know, and the ones you have to work on too hard, there might be a reason why you have to work on it so hard. You know.
I know how it is with my wife back home. If I talk about her on the radio, it's like be living in the doghouse.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm lucky that she's cool with our fights winding up on a record. I mean, she sees that go down, and like, you know, there's a song we have called "You Won't Be Mine," and it was on the second Matchbox 20 record, and we were, and you know, that whole idea was like, you know, that you're a great person, and if we weren't together, you would still be a great person. You would just be somebody else's great person, and she remembers, like, you know, that moment. She remembers we used to live in when we first moved into Manhattan, and we had this little apartment, and it was and it's crazy. Like, if you live in Soho, it's crazy the amount of money you have to spend to look bohemian. And so we're in this little apartment, and the guest room just had like a glass French door on it, so there's no getting away from each other. So we'd have a fight, and I would go in there and shut myself in the room, and sit at the piano like seething, right, looking at her, like writing a song. And the whole time she's watching me, and I'm just like, oh, I got you now. and then by the time I'm done writing the song, I forgot the fight, and I run out of the room like, honey, you gotta hear this, you gotta come hear this, you know. And I played the song for her. I mean, I woke her up at 3 o'clock in the morning and listened to Her Diamonds. I was like, honey, you gotta wake up and come hear this. And she was like, really now? I'm like, yes, now, come down. No. Yeah, so no, she's cool with it, thank God.
That's awesome.
Jake Fox from the Morning Buzz has a question for you.
Big fan, Rob. Thanks
Jake.
for coming out. Big round of applause for Rob Thomas, guys. Thank you, guys. One question I've been dying to ask you, big fan. Who's your favorite Golden Girl?
Oh, man.
It's a really important question. This is a judge of character.
B. Arthur, I think.
The man.
Maud. Yeah,
The man woman.
But I think it's because she was Maud. I think, you know, like, to me,
Maud.
yeah, she was the one. But I think everybody liked Estelle Getty because she could throw out witty repartee while peeing herself, and I think that's something that's the best case scenario for all of us in life. That's what we do.
Thank you. Thank you very much for taking the time today. We'll be lined up for some photographs, so